Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick here with some raw day trading, and I am here to tell you about the day today in the markets, in the small cap markets, the stock markets. I was really super timid today. The first hour, the first half hour, the options I really didn't like, and then even when I did start taking trades, probably about an hour and a half in, it was on a stock that was already up 200%. I was kind of waiting for the end. So I was being super selective. I got slip on it. I got the slip kind of put me off of the stock, and so I missed the remaining moves. But the move that I got slip on was like one of the main extensions. And so just a host of stuff kind of lined up. Plus the size I was trading with, I cut it in half. But even having cut it in half, which is kind of really just a quarter of what I should be trading with, I still made 560 off just a couple of trades, really. So it was a volatile day. VLCN, I did not trade. I did not want to. I knew this was going to be a crazy name. First of all, I wasn't trading out of the open here. This would have been the entry right there. Look how crazy that is. Just that spread is 40 cents. And you got to give it time, and now it's holding under. You're like, what do I do? Yeah, no knowing where you get filled at. Like if you got filled in the 90s, which I think I would have given the timing of that last click that I am watching it at, I would be sweating bullets and probably out here. And then I'm like, do I get back in? What's going to go on? The real move probably would have been to wait for this close in the first minute of the day, because obviously on this stock there's very little rhyme or reason, and it's gonna do the thing where it lets you out where it's least advantageous to you. The market makers are totally in control on this one. QNTM doesn't really pop up and hold above VWAP. I don't really take much interest in it. But VLCN, I also don't take much interest in it. It is obviously, it's a volatile and laggy one. It's not, the moves aren't clear. They're hesitant. I guess an inference I can make from that is there are shorts trying to short it, trying to beat it down as it's going up. It closes here, does a 10-minute halt, or it halts here, does a 10-minute halt, and then opens, and then the open also is just a mess. I was looking at GCTK here briefly, but it was a reverse split with news, just kind of a scammy setup. This VLCN coming into the open here, I have my hand on the button up here where I do mock trades, and then I click on the price that's showing on the ask, simulating a buy, and then I'll look here, and then even on that one I just completely missed it. I mean, just watch that trade. Honestly, the only move would have been to just buy out of the halt, just straight buy. And then I would even say hold, just because of how strong this was. Hold in the open, maybe unload half of it or so. But I did not have the risk tolerance at the moment. Having been, I took no trades, and it was already 12 minutes into the day. There was nothing else moving. I didn't want this to just be the only one. So that was that. It ends up opening lower, testing higher, creeping higher, halting higher, tapping 10, coming down, and it is just a wild ride on this bad boy. I mean, so like I said earlier, I thought I would have, held into this halt. But this halt is now signaling it's opening lower. It opens quite a bit lower. It opens at 720, so that's like 70 cents lower. And you're like, well, F, like, what do I do with this? And, probably, unfortunately, cut it and then maybe get back in if it holds. But then, okay, so let's say you cut it there. I guess you get back in there. Like, I don't know. This action is just maddening. And now it's also doing the thing where it's pinning close, like the bid and the ask are pinning close to each other, although not quite. But it's like you're not getting out at 8 there. Like there's no liquidity out there. There's liquidity in the 60s. There's liquidity briefly in the, oh my God. And it drops all the way to 7. Whew. Like you really have to have your exits on point. And if you're just slightly off by a second or slightly too big to where you're getting slippage, holy shit, you're in the wrong place. I mean, it is going to be an ugly day for you. It halts down here. Yeah. So these stocks I just haven't found much like luck with. They're very high level skill stocks. They're the only person I know that does them really well. Actually, a couple people. Ross does them well with Warrior Trading, Marcelo, and Relentless with MMU. Those guys do pretty decently with these. But even then, they also are willing to take these massive losses, and I generally prefer to keep my losses tight, So, and I tend to get kind of demoralized when it swings so much. Like, let's say I would have taken a $1,000 loss on that drop, and it's like I would be way too hesitant to get back in, just because I'm not used to that type of trading. I'm not comfortable with like the constant up and down churn, even though there is edge to it. So I generally take other types of setups. But I guess having said that, the move here would have been the dip out of the open because that's just such a ridiculous drop, the VWAP bounce. Let's see if we can get this. So it'd be like right there in the 50s. You're swatting bullets. It's holding. It's back above. And you kind of got to not look at the level 2, I guess, and just let the chart play out. I mean, there was a lot of green here. That 5-minute closed. Can we get it up above 7? Up above 7? Up above 7? Hey, boom, and then unloading there. Makes a new high here. So it fakes out like it's going to reverse here. It's hesitating. So you're in. Cutting it above 50s there. That'd be one. Okay, so it's going to halt up somewhere here. Does a nice okay, so it tests a 1-minute setup here, tries to reject, doesn't reject, and then goes back up. And so maybe get back in there and then cut there. And then now it's just signaling super high. Again, it's a 10-minute halt. And so you would just buy out of the halt, I guess. Boom. Whoop. Boom. And then you'd have your 4, 3, 2, 1. But it's opening a whole dollar higher. You just buy and cut. All right. Now I'm going to ignore this. It's going to bounce around. Okay, cool. That's about done for the day. maybe another entry would have been there-ish. Tapping the open. I don't know. Maybe not. Okay, so CAPT. This one, penny name, I'm still on a hiatus from pennies. I was looking at trading it for the break above the $1 level. I don't do it. I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, test 1, 2, 3 times. It's probably going to test one more time. I'm hesitant on it. My size is probably a little big for the first trade, and I don't want to take a breakout. I don't want to take a dip. Both look scary, but it is kind of building here, and I probably should be in right there. It'd be sketchy, really sketchy right here, but let's say you're holding. Okay, testing a dollar, can it blow through? Okay. One more time up, could add there. Ooh, and then, ooh. See, if I would have cut there, I would have got out break even on that. Okay. Cut there. Okay, so it's kind of not working. Keeps going. The candle, it hesitates. Looking really ugly, but then closes really nice. Really nice. And then, like a pop. Okay. Now it's kind of testing low right here. This ideally would be the buyback. And boom. Okay. All right. I was just a little bit slow on this. I was also out of it mentally. So, no excuses, but I'm just saying. It ends up just pushing consistently higher here. And, I could have taken some stuff there. Didn't take it. Great little setup here, the 1 minute pullback. Makes a little consolidation zone here. Very good. Tries to die. It's not dying. Get in there. It's ballsy because it's the top of the consolidation, but it already tested high, so I'm looking for a little push higher. Got green coming in. Probably gonna have to cut it. And cut. Buy back. Cut. Sorry. Ooh. Buy back. Come on, see above 30. See above 30. Doesn't want to give it. See above 30. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Cut. Yeah, so there were a couple of spots here where it was kind of choice. It ends up doing action like this all morning. And then at this point, I thought it was done when it broke this trend line, because that's generally what happens. It halts down. The halt holds. Now this, I don't know if I would have taken. This is a risky business, but the candle opens green. Look at this. I would say if I were to get in this spot, it would be right there. And I would be tense at this point. This is the highest risk area, and it's getting pinned. Honestly, I'd probably cut it. Okay, so now it's opening up a little bit. You're like, let's see how much it can open up. 25, cut it right there. Look to get back in. Get back in. Oh boy. Cut it again. Break even. Get back in. Cut it. Lose a penny. Then get back in. I'm probably filled at 26 just based on how this thing was moving. And I'd be cutting it right there for another loss of a penny. Get back in. Okay, so shorts are playing strong here. They're not giving it up. Get back out. Get back in. Get back out. Probably lose a lot there. Then it's back up higher, of course. Okay, so this is where, yeah, I probably wouldn't have traded this until maybe it gets back up here. And even then, oh, that'd be so annoying because I would have lost on this reversal here. All right, but it's showing strength here. It's about to close the candle. Closing of the 5-minute candle. And yeah, I think if I had more sleep, I would be more zoned in on this. Buy. Interesting. Sell. Buy. Mm. Mm. Oh, that sucks. Sell. Okay. So I don't trade it till, honestly, one trade right here on this break. So it consolidated for a while there. And then on this break, I was like, I'll take my first trade. I buy at 38, 37, 38. I literally hit the button at 38. And I'm getting filled at 41. And I was just like, F this, bail. But it ends up going higher. So I push the stock higher. Yahoo! Goes into a halt at 48 here, opens higher. I don't take any of this. I don't take any of it till really down here. And, actually not even there. Okay, I get one good trade here. Creates a nice little consolidation and then a dip below, and then I buy it. And it's with small size. Really don't have the cojones on anything right at the moment, like at this moment in the day. But it was good execution. $250. Actually 220 on that. 210 maybe. And then it keeps going higher. And I buy a little more. Do a little chasey chase. It's at the 200 day. And then boom, I get that. Another 100 or so. 150. Lose a little. And then I have one more good trade here as it's hesitating. As it's hesitating to break down, I take advantage. It's like tapping the 75 level. Get out. I'm going to take one more. Take one pretty high, it looks like. Okay, cool. And those were the trades of the day. That's what I ended at. I literally didn't trade anything else. I don't think it goes any higher. I think that was the top. After you experience the market and these like undulations, you learn to get a feel for like where moves are going to end, or at least where they're likely to end. You tend to back off, and that was a case of that for sure. But yeah, that was the day. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day. Peace.